Yes, sir, it is your boy KB, the boss from ShifterMagazine.com, here with another episode of Shifter TV Talk. And today we're talking about Season 5, Episode 2 of All American. It went down last night, and I thought it was a good episode. Obviously not on the level of the premiere. I thought the premiere was a great premiere. And this, not every episode can be at the level of the premiere. And so it was still a good episode. Just kind of the rumblings or the hearsay when it comes in the whole All-American universe is that ratings have been down. According to my wife. I didn't look at it. I didn't look it up. She told me right before I came on this video that apparently the ratings are down. That usually they get 600,000 views per episode, and I think now they're down to 200. So obviously the fan base is speaking. They're speaking loud and clear that they're not liking the direction of the show, whether it's Liv's character or the relationship between Liv and Spencer. A lot of people just aren't feeling the direction of the show, which I understand. People are entitled to have their own opinion. But I do think it's a shame that the ratings are down, because these are the things that do get shows canceled, people. So make sure that I know you're trying to send the writers and the producers a message, but at the same time we don't want the show canceled. I know for a lot of people, if they were to cancel the show after the season because the ratings were down, I know people would be super upset. Some of you guys would be crying and stuff because you love the show. So make sure that while you're trying to make it a statement, let's not get the show canceled, people. Let's not do that, because we need some All-American in our lives. Before I get into my ups and downs from the Season 5 Episode 2 episode from yesterday, my wife yesterday on Twitter had a big post that a lot of y'all liked and retweeted. She said, this is at Kalia B. This is the wife. She's also a All-American super fan, a real serious super fan. So at Kalia B, aka the wife, tweeted, "This is the first time I didn't see hashtag All-American trending on Twitter. This breakup has the fan base upset." Right now that post has 153 likes, 6 quote tweets, and 23 tweets. Like, holy. Like, the fan base is talking. You all are speaking loud and clear that you're not feeling this whole storyline with Liv and Spencer. I actually like it. I really do. I like the whole I like the direction of what's happening with Liv and Spencer, because again, as I said in my last week's video, it is realistic, and I think it adds to the story when they reconcile, because as I said on Twitter yesterday and last week, they will get back together, people. It's going to happen. And so just watching the whole journey, it's going to make the love story even more sweeter to see them work through something, which every couple has to at some point. So I'm feeling the storyline. And I think that's why people I know you see on Twitter, some people people who haven't been watching asking, hey, has the storyline improved, or whether it's with, Liv or with Liv and Spencer. I personally think the story right now, I actually, as I said last week, I really like Liv's character right now. And I didn't last season. I really like what they're doing with her character. I think they've made a real step in the right direction. And what people need to understand, at every single show, most shows, every character will have their turn of not being liked. It happens all the time. It's normal. Every person, Asher went through a period of not being where we as fans didn't like him. Coop went through it. Spencer went through it. Every character, Laura, every character has taken their turn of having a period of time where they're not liked, because at the end of the day, it adds to the story and it's realistic. So right now, last season, it was Liv's turn, but right now, I'm really liking how they've turned things around for her. So we'll save that though. We'll save that for my ups and my downs. But Liv, I like you again. So let's go through our downs from yesterday's episode. So first of all, the first down, there wasn't a lot of Jordan and Layla yesterday, and I understand they introduced a lot of different characters. They introduced Gia, they brought Patience, so I think made her season debut yesterday. Grace, so they obviously there's more characters now that they have to tell more stories around. So we didn't get as much Jordan and Layla yesterday, which I thought was a little bit of a down, because I think it's Jordayla now. People told me. we got less of that yesterday. And I think, man, like their story is so amazing. Like I just want to see them. I just want to see Jordan and Layla right now and see how that whole thing evolves. And so yeah, the fact that we didn't get as much Jordan and Layla yesterday, a little bit of a down, but you can't have them dominating every episode. So but definitely looking forward to see what happens with them next week. Another down, JJ, man. Last week, one of my downs was the fact that his characters came across as a little bit useless, and this episode they kind of gave him a little bit more of a story, kind of had a subplot going with Asher. Him being very irresponsible just when it comes to his involvement in the football program, not doing his not doing his workouts in the off season, not going to his exit interview from the season, and so he's been really just like not caring right now. I'm in the off season, whatever. And then for me, it's just like I have here my down is JJ is a waste man. If you don't know what that is, look it up in the Urban Dictionary. But that's my down is JJ is a waste man. He's really wasting his opportunity when it comes to football. And while I'm happy to see them give him a little bit of a story, and I'm sure like in the upcoming episodes, we're going to hear more about why he's kind of taking this direction, like why he's not caring. Like there's something happening with him. There's something happening in his mind that is making him act this way. So I look forward to seeing how that unravels, because they'll have to explain that. I think they're going to have to explain. It seems logical to me. They're going to have to explain why JJ is a waste man right now. But that really is a down for me. It's an up in the sense that, yeah, they're giving him a little bit of a story, but I think it's like, man, I would want to see more from JJ. I wanted to see him like, I'd want to see him get it together, man. But I guess that's the story that's evolving. So just ride it out, Kevin. Ride it out, Kevin. Now, the last down is, the last down for me was just people trying to pressure Spencer to have fun. Like, him and Liv have been broken up for 2 weeks in the storyline. People are really pushing him to just get out there and have fun, in a sense, like almost like sow his wild oats type of thing. And for me, I just don't like I don't like people encouraging that. Like I think people should be encouraging him and Liv to get back together and all that kind of stuff. Like at one point in the show, he was like moping around the house with Grace and Coop were there in the house, and he's moping around and like, hey, like, you're young, get out there, enjoy being young. I think the quote from Coop was like, instead of just working out, you need to be wilding out. So everyone's encouraging him, and I'm like, nah, man, encourage him to get back together and live. Like, why are you encouraging that? Like, I understand in one sense, like, okay, yeah, like he's moping around and stuff, but like, yo, like, you should be encouraging. And the person that I'm most shocked at is Jordan. Like, I'm shocked that Jordan is encouraging this behavior of him kind of starting to wild out, going to the sorority party, him getting with other girls. I'm like, yo, Jordan, Liv is your sister. Like, I understand that Spencer is your friend, but Liv is your sister. Like, why would you encourage Spencer to be wilding out when he was in love with your sister? And it still is in love with your sister. Like, you should be more loyal to your sister than Spencer. If I was the brother, I'd be like, yo, like, I'd be trying to figure out, how do I get these two back together? How do I encourage you to kind of like, reconcile, instead of encouraging my homeboy to go out and sow his wild oats when his love interest is my sister. That's a fail, Jordan. Y'all should be encouraging Spencer to get back with your sister. So that for me was a down, Jordan. Let's talk about the ups from yesterday's episode. Now, for me, I like the fact that, Grace and Patience are reintroduced. Unless I was blind, they weren't in the premiere. And so to see Grace and Patience make a little comeback, I liked it. I think they both add something great to the show. So the fact that Grace and Patience came back was great. Jamie also came back this episode. Not that it's a huge up for me, but Jamie also came back. So it was pretty cool just to see some of these characters. I don't say secondary characters, but I guess that's what they are. To see them kind of come back and add some texture and flavor to the storyline. That was also good. Gia, a new character, PR person that now works for Layla. Not necessarily huge up for me to have her there, but she's there. Whatever. I guess it adds to the story to have another tertiary character. The next up is just Asher, man. Asher is a good guy. Like, I like Asher, man. Asher is so responsible, man. Like, he, during this episode, like, he's really taking his coaching opportunity seriously, and even his back and forth with JJ, and is really trying to keep JJ on the straight path. Like, I just like the level of dedication and responsibility that we're seeing from Asher when it comes to his character. Like, we've seen him evolve so much over the seasons. Like, he's had seasons where he's just been like a lost cause, where he needed some direction. He didn't know where he wanted to go in life. Right now, he's found something that he loves and he's just doing it. Asher is a great character. I love to see the growth and the maturity that Asher is exhibiting right now. Good for you, Asher. Yeah, he really shined in this episode. He aside from the coaching, obviously, his relationship with Jamie is going well. Like, he's one of the characters that really has just evolved and matured so nicely when it comes to like post high school life and really starting life. Like, he's one of the ones that's actually like doing well. So yeah, congratulations to Asher. Definitely a big up, Asher. Another big up is Spencer, man. Now, I don't always love how like noble Spencer tries to be. Sometimes he seems like he's a grown ass man in a young man's body. He's supposed to be, I guess, 18, 19 years old. But I don't always love how like noble he's trying to be all the time. But in this episode, it was actually nice because everyone's trying to push him to move on, to just, talk to different girls and stuff. And in the end, he really decides to not allow people to pressure him, and really just, you can see he still loves Liv. He still wants to be with Liv at some point. And just the fact that he doesn't succumb to the pressure of that everybody's putting on him to move on and to just do the right thing, to be a solid guy, to be a faithful guy. Like, I like that. The next up was Liv taking back her power. Good stuff. And this is what I'm talking about. The character of Liv is evolving, people. Liv's blossoming right before our eyes, people. This episode, we're starting to see her redeemed. The fact that she's right. That it's not just some careless suspicions. She's not like going off on some tangent. Like, she's actually right. Something is going on with Coach Garrett, and Liv knows what's up, and she's being redeemed. People are starting to see that, this girl's right. She's on to something. She's not just a bull in a china shop, so that in a sense is good. The fact that she's being redeemed with all her suspicions, and also just to taking back her power when it comes to just Billy, because with the whole situation with Coach Garrett, Billy kind of stepped in and is like, hey, I'm the adult here, taking my lead type of thing. And by the end, she's like, no, I'm an adult and you're gonna take my lead. And I'm like, yes, man, yes, Liv, go ahead and take back your power, go ahead and take back your authority. Just seeing her kind of like it was really a turning point in her relationship with Billy, because as she notes, like, Jordan gets that leeway with Billy as a guy, but he still was treating Liv like she was a little girl, and that was her time to say, nah, I got this, and you're gonna support me instead of me supporting you through this thing and you handling it. So that was a good thing for Liv. It's again, for a lot of you guys who've been wanting to see growth in her character, this episode she definitely showed that. So that was a big up for me. So that's it for today's episode. Those are my ups and my downs. I know I forgot some people, so you can weigh in down in the comments. Let me know what were your ups and your downs from yesterday's episode of All American. That's it. Your boy KB the Boss from ShifterMagazine.com. I'm out. Peace.